What's up, AfterBuzzers? Welcome back to one of my favorite AfterBuzz series. It's Mini Spotlight. I'm Jamie Gray, and I cannot wait for our next guest. So he is an author, a comedian, and an actor. You've seen him, you've heard him. You guys, it's Jason Stuart. Stay with us.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Welcome back, AfterBuzzers. It is our Mini Spotlight series. You see I'm not alone here. Hey, Jason.
Hey, Buzz. That's what all this is the B.
You heard it?
Oh, my God.
If there's a B in the mic, if you
I
didn't
am
know that.
so dense.
Listen, they're in all of our mics. That's a special AfterBuzz
I'm
secret.
5 minutes away from being special needs. I swear to God, I am just a mess.
Well, then you're in the right place.
Yes, I am.
We're all a mess.
Everybody's so beautiful. You're gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. You too. Literally, when I walked in the studio, I was taken aback. I was
Really?
I was speechless.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow,
you were
God.
making me a little nervous. I think I was making Jason a little nervous, but he doesn't want to admit it. It's okay.
No, well, you're very beautiful, but
Thank you.
in my world, I haven't had or been involved with a woman since 1983.
I know. I was like, I think you're barking up the wrong tree.
Yeah.
Or
But
stump. I'm a lot shorter than you.
I could play a scene with you, and I could be I could be that
Ooh,
guy. Yeah,
could you?
I could do that.
I could work on my acting chops a little bit. We'll have to, talk about that. But yeah, guys, this guy, as you can tell, he is a character, literally. Jason Stuart, literally, he is an author of your new book. It's called
Shut Up, I'm Talking! And coming out in Hollywood and making it to the middle. And the title actually came from my mom.
Yeah.
Coming from a crazy Jewish family with a lot of people always talking at the same time and nobody listening. I mean, my mom would always come in and say, shut up, I'm talking! And when I was doing the writing the book, I thought, God, I can't find a name. I was going to call it I'm Not Barbara Streisand. But but the publisher said, she might be upset because she has a book coming out next year of her own. So I thought, what could I call this? And I went, oh my God. My mom said, wait a second, let me think. Shut up, I'm talking. And that's it.
Ding.
And that's the title. Yeah, and everybody laughs. I thought it was going to be too rough, but if you say it right, it's funny.
Yeah, no, I love it. And so you, this book was published this year.
This year, just 3 weeks ago, 3 or 4 weeks
Yeah.
ago. It's on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, my website, jasonstewart.com, and you can get it by the company CCB Publishing. And what's really interesting is about the book, the reason I was calling it I'm Not Barbara Streisand is because when I was a little kid, I went to see the movie Funny Girl.
Yeah.
And I remember I fell in love with Omar Sharif, and I thought to myself, who am I left to be but Barbara Streisand? She's a woman. So the whole book is really about, cleaning up the wreckage of my past and becoming a man. And it's all about what it's like to be in show business, a lot of famous people, stories about George Clooney, all sorts of people that I've worked with, and also, some of the sad things.
Yeah.
My dad was a Holocaust survivor, what it's like to be a son of somebody who's gone through that, how my parents got married, relationships with brothers and sisters, and then, of course, my favorite chapter, all the men I've loved before. So I have been a total failure at love, open to, anything happening good, total failure. So all I have to do is be aware that I can just go up from here.
Yeah, no, literally, once you hit rock bottom, that's all there is.
Just going up. That's it.
So as far as just what prompted you to write the book, I know you said, your mom gave you the name of the book, but was there a specific moment in your life where you're like, you know what? I'm going to write a book, because I always feel like there's those people. Are you one of those people that just all of a sudden you want to write a book?
No, you know what it came from? 10 years ago, I started running a one-person show when I decided I wanted to get off the road and stop doing comedy in comedy clubs and just do events and things like that. I just started doing gay events in colleges and casinos and stuff, and that's what I do now. And I wanted to get off the road, really work on my acting career, and I started working on a one-person show, and I thought, God, here I go again. I'm acting by myself. I want to act with other people. So I put it aside, and this guy, Dan Duffy, who was a radio producer of one of the shows that I used to do all the time called Stephen DC, a very popular sort of Howard Stern-esque kind of shows, he recontacted me. He said he wrote this wonderful book called The Halftime. And I said, I'd love to read it. I read the book, and I read it, and I thought it was terrific. And I said, God, I wish I could get someone like you to help me write my book.
Yeah.
And he said simply, yes.
Wow.
So we started doing it by Skype. So if you guys don't like to read, this is the perfect book, because I actually talked the book to him. He wrote it down, and then he sent it to me, and then I rewrote it.
So what about audiobooks?
I haven't done that yet. That's going to
Okay.
be probably next year. We'll see how this sells. And if it does, I'm going to do that also.
Yeah, that's amazing. So not only are you an author, you're an actor. We know you from My Wife and Kids, which I used to watch. That was 5 seasons long.
Yeah, I played Dr. Thomas.
Yeah.
I help straight people with their problems.
Yes, which is great. And also just with that, it's more of like a sitcom, family comedy. And then also you've done Tangerine.
Yeah, which is a really cool independent film.
Yes.
And then I played a white heterosexual Christian plantation owner in 1831 in The Birth of a Nation, directed by and starring the brilliant Nate Parker.
Yeah.
Because it's hard times with small farmers like you and myself.
Yeah, and I remember your role too, because
Do you really?
No, I really do. I watched Birth of a Nation, and here's what's crazy, and I want to know if you agree with me.
Please.
So I'm from Virginia.
Oh, are you?
I'm from Richmond, Virginia.
There's a whole history there.
It is, and a lot of people don't think that Virginia is the South because it's kind of in the middle, right? But I'm
But
like, we were the first.
sorry, I probably ruined the Sound people completely.
It's okay.
It was in the 1800s, but very much the South, yeah.
Exactly, because I'm like Virginia, Jamestown, the first plantation, but people forget their history. I feel like
God.
they're not teaching it in schools anymore, especially social studies class.
They don't even make you read Diary of Anne Frank anymore. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
I was
mean,
shocked.
it is an invasion of privacy. I don't want anyone to read my diary, but I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you read my diary? But anyway, I think it's really interesting how they don't talk about those things. So
I think it's really important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
and that's why I love the whole idea that they revisited To Kill a Mockingbird and gave it more of the African American point of view in the play. I just
Absolutely.
saw it on Broadway. But go ahead, I interrupted you.
Oh, well, I just want to, tell people about your role because you played Randall.
Joseph Randall.
Yeah.
God, you're good.
I'm great.
Thank
you.
I played an older guy who mentors a younger plantation owner played by Armie Hammer. And when I did the part, I read the script once and I never read it again because I really couldn't comprehend how, this gay liberal Jew would play a, plantation owner in 1839, one that was so racist and said the N-word all the time. Yeah. And I was in my hotel room practicing it because I really had never said it out loud in front of people, except maybe when I was listening to Snoop Dogg, but I was in the car and the windows were
Oh my gosh.
And there's a big knock at the door when I was rehearsing in my room, and the housekeeper goes, "I hear voices. What's going on in there?" I said, "Nothing, just a bunch of Republicans." And
I hope she probably ran away.
oh yeah, well, yeah. Watch the news today, right?
Oh my gosh.
I gewalt. What's going on in this country?
Oh, I know.
But I mean, what was really wonderful about being in the movie was the idea that as an actor, so I get chills when I start to do that. I could be a part of this incredible story.
Yeah.
This incredible story about Nat Turner. And the first black man who fought against the white slave owners, and show this history, be a part of this movie, be part of the texture of it, and be able to be in such a successful film, and work with these incredibly talented people. It felt like a theater company, and it really changed me as a human being. And it really, because I did the movie 4 years ago when I actually filmed it in 2015. And it really taught me about white privilege because I didn't really understand it. I didn't understand the concept of it because people had not been talking about it until the last 4 or 5 years. And I thought, how can I be gay and Jewish, have a father that was in the Holocaust, who lived in internment camps, and how could I'm being gay and all the things that have happened to me in my own post-traumatic stress from being beat up as a kid and the way I've been treated, even in my own business, about how people want you to stay in your own lane. How can I still not understand it? My friend Dalila Ali Raja says to me, she says, this is what it is. The difference is that you get to go into an audition, walk into the room and be rejected when they find out who you are. Me, I don't even get into the room.
Yeah.
I don't know which is worse. I'm assuming not being able to get into the room, because you can change someone's mind in the room, but you can't change somebody's mind if you never get to be able to get up to bat.
Yeah.
So I really understood the meaning of white privilege. And when I was doing the film and doing the press for it, and there's a whole chapter in this book, it's called The Birth of an Actor. And when I was doing the press for it, a lot of white people would ask me how I felt about this, how I felt about what was going on. And I said, this is what I do. Is I take off my shoes, I put the shoes on of my black brothers and sisters, and I just shut up and I listen.
Yeah.
Because it's about being heard, and it doesn't really matter what I think about this, because it did not happen to me. I can be supportive, I can be a listener, and I can be a friend. And that's what I really learned.
I love your stance on that.
Oh, thank you.
And I still want my reparations.
Yes, I do. I tried to get my reparations as a Jew for my father, but they wanted so much history. They wanted so much documentation. I said, it's the Holocaust. Where are you going to get it?
You know what? I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there is a difference. The difference between the Jews and I think in the blacks in terms of slavery is that Jews still had their education. Jews still were allowed
Yes.
to have their religion. Jews were allowed to have their culture, where black people were stripped of their roots. It was cut off.
Exactly.
So there was I get so many chills on the show. Who knew that was going to happen?
That's why I'm wearing long sleeves. Go for it.
But that's what happens. So there's a different plight that's harder in a different way. I mean, not that either one is comparable to or to judge whose is worse, because you can't.
Right.
You can't judge someone else's pain. You just have to respect it.
Exactly. Empathy.
Yes.
And I consider myself a double minority because I'm black and I'm also a female. But, you also have the double minority thing going on
Gay,
as well.
Jewish, yeah.
So, with you being gay and Jewish, your family, how did they
And
react?
10 pounds overweight
I mean, but me too.
in this town. Yeah, we're like obese.
I know. It's whatever. But yeah, I'm over
Shut
it.
up, I'm talking.
But yeah, just tell me, as far as, you being gay and Jewish, and coming out to your family, what was their reaction?
Well, the family was something, I mean, they knew. My mother and
Yeah.
I had went to Beverly Hills and we were having a lunch, and she somehow turned the conversation. She says, so have you ever had sex with a guy? I said, what do you mean? She said, what do you mean? What do I mean?
Your mom is famous.
Very funny. And
Yeah.
there's a chapter in the book about her when she was younger and how her and my dad got together. And the chapter's called "It Was the Worst of Times. It Was the Worst of Times."
Yeah.
She's been married 4 times. 2 she married, 2 she killed. But that's another interview altogether.
She needs a documentary.
Oh my God.
That's what she needs.
Yeah, she's 82 and still shops at
Wow.
Forever 71.
In the discount section, that's what counts.
Loves Ross Dress for Less.
Yes, I
She's
love
in her
it.
scooter. If you see her,
Maxxinista?
Yes, if you see her at TJ Maxx or she's driving her little scooter, and you see a blonde woman with her boobs pushed up, wearing a Wonder Bra, going, I don't know how my boobs got up here. She's driving and she's going, I'm driving again, no matter what he says.
Oh my
and she
God.
goes in there for Senior Tuesdays, and she buys all her stuff. I said, Mom, that blouse has 3 arms. She goes, I don't care. It was $1.99. I'm buying it. I'll make a bow out of it. Leave me alone.
Make it fashion.
Shut up. I'm talking.
That's all that matters.
Yes.
So we'll also, not only are you an actor, which we find out, you are also a comedian.
Yes, I do stand up.
So I want to know which was harder, because I always hear that stand-up is so hard. It's a lot harder than people think. It's a different animal. Which was harder?
I think I started as an actor. That's my roots.
Right.
That's who I am. Comedy came because I couldn't get a job and I was scared.
Yeah.
So in the beginning of my comedy career, I was scared all the time that I was going to be fired. Someone's going to find out I was gay. And then when I came out on the Geraldo show in '93, which is 26 years ago, way before Ellen
Yeah.
and Rosie and Neil and Ricky and Lucy and Fred and Ethel and whoever else, all before that, I had not been able to be myself. But when I started to come out and be myself, I became famous for it because nobody really had done it at the time very
Yeah.
much. And the people who had done it were ghettoized. So I was part of that whole group of people, and I stand on the shoulders of so many other people. I mean, I could not have done this by myself without people like Leah Delaria and Bruce Valanche and Karen Williams and some brilliant comedians that came before me, Jaffe Cohen and the late Bob Smith and the late Michael Greer, and all these people who, really broke that ground so I could walk on it. And I always think comedy is sort of like quick, fun sex with somebody who's fabulous.
Ooh.
It's either great or you go, oh God, why did I do that? Where acting is the beginning, middle, and end. It's more like a relationship, no matter what it is. So they're different animals. I think now I really want to act more and explore that.
Yeah.
But I still enjoy doing stand-up when I'm hired. And I lecture also about coming out in Hollywood and making it to the middle, which is the subtitle to the book.
Right. So what would you describe the middle as?
Me, you're looking at it.
Yeah.
I mean, 10 years ago, my stand-up special was called Making It to the Middle, and my lecture was called Coming Out in Hollywood. And the publisher said, pick something that people know about you that's familiar, that they remember. And I think being in the middle is being able to make a living, having a career that you're proud of, and being able to give something back. I love what Jack Lemmon always used to say. He always used to say, when you're going up in the elevator, take people with you. I love that. Yes.
Yeah.
And I mentor a lot of kids. And that's part of why I wrote the book, is because I mentor kids and I wanted to share them the experience, strength, and hope, and let people know. You meet so many people that say, I want to be in show business. Why? Because, I'm so right for this. And then I read somewhere that Barbra Streisand, who I just think when I was a kid growing up was so wonderful because she was so unapologetic about who she was. And she had said, there was a story written, I'm sure I'm paraphrasing it, but she had a girlfriend who said, I want you to talk to my niece. She wants to be an actress. Would you talk to her, Barbara? She said, sure. So the girl comes over and the girl says to Barbara, hey, I want to be an actress. Do you think that I should be an actress? And Barbara says, no. And the girl says, why? And she said, because if you have to ask, it has to be a passion, a need, a want. I mean, for me, it was my life. It was my relationship. I'm just starting in my life at this, late middle age to start, letting go and saying no a little.
Yeah. Oh, it's like so liberating to say no.
Yeah.
I'm just now getting used to that.
And to just be okay if every audition isn't perfect. Like I had 2 interviews for the book and 3 auditions all in the last 24 hours.
Wow.
So I feel crazy. And I went to the audition today for this movie and I just said, honey, let me do this again. I'm just so crazy right now. I said, I barely had time to learn the dialogue and learn this. I said, and then I did it again. I said, what did you think? She said, yes, do this. And she gave me an adjustment and she was so nice. And I said, let me do it one more time. I did it. What do you think? She said, that's good. You think it's good? Okay, then I'm going.
Yeah.
And I would never have talked like that to a casting director before and worked as a peer rather than putting them on a pedestal.
Exactly.
I just said, hey, I'm just trying to do my job here and I'm having an overwhelming day with so many things to do.
Yeah, like, what do you need me to do? Because it's a team effort at the end of the day.
And people will see this. See if I have the quality. They'll look at my work in Birth of a Nation. It was a very similar character. It was a judge in the 1800s in Virginia.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shout out to VA. Yeah. Well, I know, so you do so many things and you have more projects coming up. Tell everybody more about the projects.
I have 3 or 4 movies coming out.
Okay.
Only one where I play gay. I don't get to play gay very much. And it's this little movie called Hank that's been winning all these awards. And I played this really sweet middle-aged man who's in a relationship and they're deciding whether they want it to be open or not. And it's one of the simplest films I've ever done in the sense of the character doesn't speak a lot. He doesn't have his voice.
Okay.
So I made them cut half the dialogue out. And it really worked out great. And the director is, Hung-Ji Yi, is so Hung-Ju. He's going to kill me for saying his name wrong because he uses the nickname
You corrected
Neo.
it. It's fine.
Hung-Ju Lee. Hung-Ju? Oh, he's going to kill me. Because I called him Neo the whole time because that's his nickname. He's brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant Chinese director. And 25, 26 years old. Just brilliant. And then I got to do a film called The Immortal with Mara Van Peebles and Sam Levine and Dylan Baker from Homeland, Sam Levine from Freaks and Geeks and Inglourious Bastards. And I play this really sort of intimidating, very low voice guy who's an investigator, private investigator. And I never played anybody like that. Very simple, very bossy, and very much who he was without being apologetic. And I'm a lot more, And then I played a detective in a movie called Abducted that's coming out soon.
Yeah.
8 or 9 scenes in that. And I
booked and busy.
Yeah, this gorgeous girl is the head detective. I'm her sidekick. And I just played the role like my brother is, slightly irritated all the time.
All the time. I feel like all older brothers are slightly irritated.
Is that true? Because mine has been.
So.
Mine has not liked me since I was born.
I feel like mine was like around 5th, 6th grade.
Oh, really?
You never forget. Yeah. Well, anyway, it's been honestly, it's been such a pleasure talking with you.
Too.
Even just before we went live, guys, like this guy is great. But
I'll give you some tips on the voiceover stuff.
Yes, because you guys, I'm a voice actor. He's a voice actor. I just love talking to different voice actors, like all around.
Look for me in The Fair. I play the dispatcher.
Yes.
You can't see me, but it's a science fiction movie. I talk like this the whole time.
And I love it. You guys, shut up. I'm Talking by Jason Stuart. Jason, let everyone know where they can find you on social media.
JasonStuart.com. STUART has everything. My Facebook is Jason Stuart TOO. My Instagram is The Jason Stuart. And my Twitter is Jason_Stuart. It's all STU, Stu. Art, A-R-T.
Good. I hope you guys can spell. So I am Jamie Gray. You can find me on Twitter at It's Jamie Gray or on Instagram at Jamie Gray, JAIMI. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning into Mini Spotlight. Again, Jason Stuart. You guys, catch you later.
Thank you for having me on.
Yes, of course.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.